Hi guys, we're back. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be here. I'm out of breath. It took a while to set this up, you know, with the lights and then the ingredients. Anyway, today we are going to be making some of my favorite thing as a vegetarian to eat, and it is going to be fettuccine Alfredo with asparagus. I already have some salted pasta water on the stove getting ready to boil. This recipe calls for 24 ounces of fettuccine. I have 16 because I didn't know that, but I had to memorize this recipe and like figure out the ingredients and like try to memorize everything because I'm currently filming on my phone and I usually cook with my recipe like this, and like every single step I do, I need to kind of look and see what's going on. But we're gonna wing it and hopefully everything works out. I'm gonna start and show you guys my ingredient stuff, okay? I have asparagus. Boom. I would like to have 2 of these because I like a ton of asparagus in my pasta. Actually, this might make up for the lack of pasta that's in this recipe, so it's not gonna be too saucy. This will make up for it. This recipe calls for 2 sticks of butter. It didn't specify salted or unsalted. I'm a salted sweet cream butter kind of girly. It also calls for 3/4 of a pint of heavy cream. This is 1 full pint, so I'm just gonna like wing it there too. It says a dash of garlic salt, so we're gonna dash it up. And then I have this, it calls for a 1/2 cup of Parmesan and 3/4 of Romano. This was Parmesan and Romano just because I didn't feel like buying 2 cheeses. I just don't have it like that. I got my measuring cup ready. I have my salt and pepper grinders. These are electric. These are fantastic. And I think that's everything. I have my olive oil. I have a pan that's prepped. So everything here is going to come into play and we're just going to get right into it. So I'm having a lot of fun making these videos. I go on live and I talk about this a lot because I just really like you guys, because I know some of you guys are here from TikTok. Like you watch my lives and then you come here and subscribe, and I just want to personally thank you first of all for that. Okay, so I'm going to cut the bottoms off of these. I've got my knife that has a B on it. B for Bailey. I like to cut off like a lot of the bottom of these. Like I don't like when you try to bite into an asparagus and it's like hard on the bottom. I'm still listening for the water. So I'm just gonna, you know, even that's too much for me, I feel like, of the bottom. So we're just gonna do that. Luckily I have my garbage right here. Gotta have the pink garbage bags, the scented, super girly pink garbage bags. And I have this because this is how I like to coat everything in the olive oil and the seasonings. Okay, here, this is kind of what we're looking at. This one might be a little long. I just want to make sure that the bottoms are going to be good, you know? I'm doing a lot of things kind of all at the same time. I like to do that when I cook, like to multitask, you know? I'm also giving Nara Smith with my hair fully done and my work outfit still on. If I was cooking without a camera on, I would probably just wear a t-shirt and put my hair up and take my makeup off and everything, but I'm like, today I was craving some fettuccine Alfredo, so I got started on making my own pasta. Like, no, that's not happening, but this is the best I can do. So I'm throwing some olive oil in here and I'm just gonna like hit it with some salt and pepper and just getting it prepped. The oven's already preheating at 400 degrees. I also have garlic bread. And I'm just going to massage all those seasonings and that oil right into this. I feel like this is the best way for me personally to roast asparagus. Okay, I have my pan prepped and ready to go. And I'm just going to, this is fine. So, hold on, let me grab, my floors are very squeaky. Okay, I know I was filming in a beautiful kitchen before this, but this is a fold-out card table because my apartment's very small. So this is a nice hack. I pull it out when I'm trying to do, like, normally I wouldn't need this for this, but since I'm filming, I pulled it out because I could use the limited counter space that I do have. But there goes my spatula. There's a spot right there that once you drop something down there, it's really, hello? It's really hard to get it back. Like you have to use super long tongs to reach down back behind there. It's like a mystery spot. As long as you're not crowding your pan, you should be fine. Like if I wanted to do 2 of these, I might need to use 2 sheet trays, because for some reason when you crowd your pan, it doesn't work like as well. Because I want these to get nice, and I want them to be perfectly cooked where there's still a little bit of a bounce back to them. Okay, pop them in the oven. We're gonna check those in like 10. So it's 5:39. I always like look at the time of whenever I'm doing stuff. And I'm just gonna flip this, not that I need it for anything, I don't think. I could cut this butter up. Okay, our water isn't boiling yet, but it's getting there. One of the things I do when I'm boiling water, and this might just be my OCD, is I turn on the burner. That's the first thing I do. Then I turn my water on hot, because I feel like if I try to boil water from cold, it takes forever. But I just turn on, like I fill it up with hot water, add a little bit of salt. Now, the last 2 times that I made this recipe, I made a different recipe that called for this other cheese that was like really rich, and it was too salty. There's nothing worse than when something comes out too salty. So I'm really looking forward to this one being normal. And I was surprised that they wanted garlic salt and not garlic powder. But I think I oversalted the pasta water the first time I made it. And then the second time I just like, I have no idea what happened. So I just switched back to like this easy recipe. I feel like using garlic salt is kind of diabolical when you could be using like real garlic cloves, which I do have. So I almost subbed that in, but I was like, nah. We're gonna go with, this recipe is from All Recipes, and it's just fettuccine Alfredo. I added the asparagus part to it. It had nothing to do with the original recipe, but I just wanted to do that. Okay. Our water is at a boil, so I'm gonna put the pasta in. The important thing about pasta is when you, especially for fettuccine, it's a flat pasta, so it sticks together if you don't stir it at the right time. Once it goes in, it's like a couple minutes. If you let it boil too long without stirring it, it sticks together. But if you stir it within the first few minutes, it's usually pretty good to cook for the rest. So this says that at 8 minutes it's al dente, which means like firm, which I like mine to be al dente. So I'm gonna time it. It's 5:41 now, so it should be, I'll check it at 5:49 and just eat one of them. But I'm just gonna like stir it around, and I like to use tongs for everything. You know, there are like pasta spoons with like the little thingies and the drain in there. Okay, so while my pasta is cooking, I have to remember to stir it again in like 60 seconds maybe. I'm gonna start getting the pan ready for my sauce. And you know what? The one thing I didn't pull out is my pan, so get ready for some noise. I'm very meticulously clean with everything. The one thing that's not super organized and clean is my pots and pans cupboard. It's just chaos in there. It's anarchy. This burner works sometimes it doesn't. So hopefully it works today. This recipe calls for it says to melt the butter into the cream on low. So I put it on like between low and medium low, because I feel like low is just too low. But if you cook it what's the word they used? It not emulsifies at all. That's not the word, but it does something where it like separates the cream from the butter. I don't know. You don't want to cook it too high, but you do want to cook it, once you put the cheese in, you want to cook it high enough to melt the cheese. So it's like kind of a delicate balance, but it's totally doable. I always like used to buy canned Alfredo. The difference between canned Alfredo and homemade is a million times better. Like homemade Alfredo is thousands of times better than canned, and it's so easy to make. It's literally usually like 3-4 ingredients. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 ingredients. You count salt and pepper, I mean, come on. But like, it's so easy to make. I have this like habit of letting a pan heat up before I add anything to it, and this recipe doesn't really, you don't really have to do that, I feel. Making sure this burner is on. It is. Okay. But I just got into the habit because my dad taught me. Oh my gosh. See, I didn't stir it. Hopefully these aren't sticking together. Okay, we're good. We're good. It's funny because I'm hoping this isn't a flop because this is my actual dinner and I'm making it because like I need to eat. The thing too is like it's hard to cook for one person. This isn't something that reheats very well because when you go to reheat it, like the oil separates from it. So it'd be nice. Like maybe I can ask my sister if she wants some or whatever. She lives right around the corner. But anyway, how are you guys? There always comes a time where I'm like, okay, now what? Like, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm gonna try to measure out with my brain 3/4 of this pint into this pan. And I'm sitting down to do this because my floors are so creaky. It should be like, I don't know, I can't show you while I'm doing this. Another thing about this recipe is like, it doesn't ask you to take any of the pasta water out, like to reserve some pasta water and add it to the sauce, which that's so ingrained in my brain to take the pasta water and add it to the sauce that I'm like, you know, but it'll be fine. I'm very big on like once you are done with something to put it away in that moment. I don't know if that's my OCD or what. But I'm just letting this cream heat up a little bit before I add in the butter because it said melt the butter into the cream. It's 5:46. I can start to smell the asparagus cooking. It smells so good. I love asparagus so much. So when you're making your pasta, just stirring occasionally. And like I said, as long as you stir it within the first couple minutes that it goes in, then it's not going to stick together. Because the boil, it's like a rolling boil and it'll like mix it on its own. But I was telling you guys, I brought up to you, and you probably already saw me talk about this on TikTok, but I brought up to you that I might be getting my first like partnership, like a brand partnership or whatever. And I got completely dumped. I got rejected by this brand. They were like, we are reconsidering the campaign. I don't remember the exact verbiage is on my TikTok, but I was just like, wait, why? Like, because it doesn't tell me exactly why. But I mean, in the first place, when they asked me to do it, I was like, wait, why? So I guess it makes more sense that they said no than that they would say yes in the first place, but it's fine. Okay, now I don't remember if I'm supposed to add the seasonings now or when the cheese goes in. I don't know. But the thing too is the heavy cream is not bubbling whatsoever. So I'm scared. Like this is completely not hot. I don't know if the burner's working. Hold on. I'm scared. Okay. Let's check the asparagus. I know you guys probably can't see me when I'm standing because like I kind of set up the shot so you can see the table, what I was doing. Okay, it's looking beautiful. I'm just gonna move it around a little. This is cooking so perfect, just the way I want it to. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure you guys can also see without covering up the light. Riveting stuff. Okay. Needs like probably 3 more minutes. And this pasta needs like a good 1 minute. I thought I took my strainer out. I guess I didn't. I fully intended to. I acquired this strainer because my sister was moving last minute and she just didn't have room to bring it with her. Look how nice this thing is. Couldn't tell you what brand it is, but it's a KitchenAid. It's got these little things. I just love everything about it. Okay. According to my watch, it's 5:48. I said I was going to check the pasta in 1 minute. I'm just going to add this butter in just to add it and see what happens. And we'll have to go from there for that. I did, one of my favorite, hello? Oh, look at this. This has nothing to do with this, but look how cute. It's a Paris Hilton pizza cutter. Look at the bottom. Anyway, this is one of my favorite. These are my two most used kitchen utensils. My two favorite things I use in the whole wide world. And I will never not use them. Okay, apparently it's been 8 minutes, so I'm kind of just looking at this pasta. I feel like it's not ready, but let me try one just in case. Oh, yep, she's ready. Okay. And I'm just gonna throw some cold water on there just to stop the cooking process. And that way, because there's nothing worse than mushy pasta. And I'm gonna take out the asparagus now too. Usually like a lot of things happen at the same time. Okay, I can see this butter is already starting to melt, which is wonderful. It looks fantastic. It's like smooth and creamy looking. I'll show you. Oh, you can't see that. I don't know what you can see. And we're just gonna take, oh yeah. Nice and, that's like, to me that's perfect. I'm gonna take the thickest one and like test it in a second. Just to be sure that it's ready. In the meantime, I'm gonna add my seasonings to my sauce. I personally like a lot of pepper. It said a dash of garlic salt. Oh, don't mind my garlic salt. We got this, people. I like a lot of garlic, but I don't like that much salt, so we're gonna see how that works out. The butter is melting beautifully. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna steal this pan. This is kind of like what you have to do sometimes when you have a really small kitchen. You have to figure out spatially what you can get away with. I'm gonna steal this pan. I'm setting it on this because it's still hot. And I'm just gonna throw on some foil. I got some pan olive oil spray. Texas toast. It was waiting for me to do this. Throw it on there like so. Oh, I forgot that this was it's still warm. It's not that hot though. And I'm gonna throw it in here. And that takes about 10 minutes as well. It's 5:52. All right, our butter is melting. We're gonna turn it up just a little bit. And then I believe the next step is the cheese. Now, it said 1/2 cup and 3/4 of a cup. And since I don't want to do math, hold on. So it would just be 1 1/4 cup of this. I did it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first measure out the 1/4. And I'm just gonna use my cup and look at it and be like, yeah, that seems like a 1/4. I don't feel like getting out another 1/4 measuring cup and doing all that. Work smarter, not harder, you know what I'm saying? What time did I say? It was 51 when this went in, so this can come out at 10 minutes, just about. Make sure you're drinking water, okay? I finally learned how to edit, you guys. I was in CapCut and I was like, there has to be something I'm missing. I go on YouTube and I look it up finally, and guess what the problem is? This is so awful. When I was trying to split the video, these are steaming up because I'm so sweaty. When I was trying to split the video, I hadn't clicked on the video. Like it needed to be selected. Why would I not click on the video? I was like, are you kidding me? That's the problem. I was shook. I'm still shook at that. But hey, this is a learning process. And I really, half of me doing this, the purpose is because I really want to support my family and take care of everybody and make sure everybody has everything they need, right? I want to help people. But I also want to show you that like you can be a hot mess and just start anyway. And you just learn as you go along. Honestly. Like because I was so intimidated by the idea of figuring out how to edit. I think I had a mental block about it and it made me be worse at it. But like that's how I learned how to do everything. I just had to start, mess up, And then that's how I learned. And then I'm hoping this channel just keeps getting better and better for you guys, because I really want this to help. Okay, all the butter's melted. I'm excited. The butter's melted, guys. This is like a kind of a painstaking process. So I'm gonna add some cheese. And I don't know if this is one of those things. So it's 1 1/4 cup. So I'm just gonna, oh gosh. It's not like this is baking where this has to be super exact. But I'm gonna be as exact as possible. I don't know if this is one of those things where you have to like put in a little bit, then stir it, then put in a little, then stir it. But most of the time that's the case. So that it's not like clumpy. Like with a cheese sauce. Like I watched Teeny's video of making mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. And I saw the original, but then I saw she like remade it again this season for Thanksgiving. And I was like, yes. And that's one of the things that she was doing. Okay, I remember it said turn the heat up and then add the cheese, but it didn't say anything about slowly add the cheese, but I'm just gonna do that as like a fail-safe. I don't know. I will love you till the day that I die. Till the day that I die. Till the light leaves my eye. I wonder if I could get like copyright claimed for that, you know, if I sing that song too long. I just added the whole thing. I have no patience. A girl has a right to change her mind, okay? I just added the whole entire thing. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking about the song. That's the thing. I've almost gotten into several car accidents because of music, and I didn't know that was the reason until someone else pointed it out to me. He's like, you just get too into the music and then you're not paying attention. And I was like, how dare you? But then I was like, wait. Why is he low-key right though? Like he was actually, because I noticed I had a car accident when I had I had a Dodge Caliber. It was like bright blue. It was literally this color, like this color blue. And I got T-boned because I pulled out when I wasn't supposed to, taking a left-hand turn. It was because this song, it was called Every Summertime. I don't even remember who sings it. But it was like, may I give up everything and child inside your mind. Or whatever. And I was jamming out to that song. And lo and behold, I got hit. That was my bad. And I felt so bad, by the way. Have you guys ever done that? It's awful. It's like the worst feeling ever. Okay, this looks really, really good. It's a little I don't know if watery is the word, but it's a little more watery than I would like it to be, but I'm really excited. I feel like I would rather have it be like that. What did I do? I did the butter, I did the cream, I did the cheese. 3/4 of a cup and then 1/2 a cup. Is it supposed to be more cheese than that? We'll never know, because I'm not gonna mess up the phone to try to check. But I'm just gonna let this get to like a nice simmer, because right now it's not really bubbling that much at all. It's kind of just chilling. I'm gonna check the garlic bread. Okay, so the garlic bread's fine, but I am gonna rotate it. This still needs like a good 3-5 minutes. But whenever you're opening the oven, this is something that I always think about. Whenever like you're opening the oven to check something in the middle, open it and then close it as fast as possible, because you don't want all the heat to escape. Because sometimes I see somebody, they'll open the oven and they'll just like stand there, or they'll take the thing out and leave the oven open. I'm like, close that door. I don't know, I get like I get kind of controlling in the kitchen. It's better for me to cook alone, I find, unless I'm in a kitchen where it's like a line kitchen and everybody has their own jobs and I don't have to, like, I have my station, you have your station. Sometimes we help each other. If one person's in the weeds, like, you help them, whatever. I don't know, but I prefer to cook alone. It is fun though, like to cook, I guess both. I'd be changing my mind, guys. Okay, this looks beautiful. I'm ready to add my pasta and my asparagus. This part is a little interesting because you don't want to add too much. Okay, we have it. It's nice and warm. We don't want to get too hot because it'll separate or whatever. So I'm actually gonna take it off the heat. Okay, we have our beautiful, velvety, gorgeous sauce. I'm gonna take a little bit of a taste. Oh my gosh. Mmm. It is so good. I'm not gonna lie, it needs a little more garlic salt. Like, honestly, what it needs is garlic powder. Can I do that instead? Or as well? I'm just so paranoid for this getting too salty. When I say little, I mean a lot. I hope you guys can see that. But we're just gonna go ahead and incorporate that. I've turned this burner off, but I'm gonna put it back on just so that that seasoning can really get in there. This would be a good job for a whisk, but since I have this out, I'm just gonna work with what I have, you know. Oh, it smells so good. I can smell the garlic bread too. What did I say, 3 minutes? It's probably been 3 minutes. Okay. Garlic bread is so finicky. Is it just me? Like, it's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it'll be fine. Always turn off everything right when you do stuff. Like, this one's a little, it'll be fine. Okay. Now we're gonna add in our pasta and our asparagus. I'm done with this tool. Oh yeah. This is gonna be so good. I'm not gonna add all the pasta in just in case. You never know. I really don't know what you guys can see. Here we go. This is so fun. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, now we're just gonna fold it in. Because it's kind of, you know. Okay, as you can see, it's a very saucy, which personally I like it that way. Might have to add a little more pasta just to even it out. That's that sound. Okay, no, it's perfect. It looks perfect to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate this and I will try it and we'll see how we do. I personally like to use like a smaller plate and go back for seconds because I like to trick myself. Whenever you're plating pasta, make sure you twirl it like this on the way down. Like twirl it. Just so it gives like a nice... I'm also gonna finish it off with a little bit of the Parmesan Romano and a little bit of parsley flakes, just because I'm like an aesthetic girly. And then we're gonna use some garlic bread and we're gonna try it. Okay, we're back. Oh, not me sweating actively. Okay, I know my table's a mess. We're gonna pretend that it's not. We are going to try this beautiful pasta that we have made. And I'll let you know how it is. I have gold silverware because I just love it. That's the only answer I have. Okay, look at how good this looks. I am so excited. If I was fancy, I would use a spoon, but I'm just gonna go for it. Mmm. Oh my goodness. That came out so perfect. It is, the pasta is the perfect consistency. The asparagus has like a little bit of like crunch to it. Oh my gosh. The flavor of the asparagus mixed with like the cheese is so good. Mmm. 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 We got our garlic bread. Listen to this crunch. Oh. I'm gonna rate this 8.5 out of 10. And it's only because I wish there was a ton more asparagus in it. But other than that, this sauce is velvety, it's buttery, it's cheesy, it's perfect. And I'm probably gonna light a candle, put on Vampire Diaries, and just like chill and eat this because it's so good. Anyway, guys. It's so good. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys. I hope that this helps you if you have a small apartment, if you've never made your own homemade Alfredo. It's so easy. It's so delicious. That took not a lot of time at all. It was so fast, and I just have, like I always say, I have so much fun making these videos, and I hope you guys like them, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Love you. Bye.